Okay, so I want to make this video about Tesla. This is about Tesla and the Starship and yeah, all sorts of shit. And this is about basically the welds on the Starship. So I've seen the pressure test on the Starship tanks where they pressurized it and it reached, you know, the capacity they wanted, but not the safety thresholds they wanted. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the problems with the tank and why it exploded and why it wasn't able to handle the pressures. Because first of all, when you're dealing with steel like this, unfortunately, you have to deal with welders. You have to deal with people welding, and welders are not perfect. Welders are not rocket science. They're not rocket scientists. Okay, they're not the best, okay? They're not robots, okay? They can't do shit perfectly. And they switch from using a very crappy welding system out in the field to where they're going to use shielded gas, MIG, and TIG. But yeah, basically, but the problem is that the biggest problem here is that when they're making the panels for this thing and they're assembling them all together, right? If you have a pressure tank, and if you could all basically, if you look at the tank, the pressure tank, and you look at any of the Starship, anything, if you see the parts, if you see it and it looks cosmetically imperfect, it doesn't look tight. It looks like it has wrinkles in it. It looks like it has warps and fucked up looking surrounding. That's the problem, because all those, if you have wrinkles in your pressure tank and your pressure tank is not stretched and tightened somehow, and you pull the tension out of the steel and pull it tight, that's how you get the strength out of the steel. When you have any bit of places where it's wrinkled or bent or has dents where you can push it in and out, if you're able to push it, unlike the Cybertruck doors, then you didn't do a good enough job making the tank, okay? And that's the problem with dealing with welders, is they don't know how to do stuff consistently. And also, with welds, you're taking a certain hardness of steel, and when you heat up to weld that piece of steel in, you're weakening all the welds. Where the welds are, all the steel has been weakened at all those points. Wherever it's been welded in, it's officially been heated and then slowly cooled back down. And when it was heated and slowly cooled back down, that made it softer. It made the metal softer. And making the metal softer makes it what? It makes it expand. And so what happens? At the weak points, the welds blow out because they're not hardened. They're not the same strength as the steel itself. And the steel itself is weakened too. So now what they need to do is get, it sounds totally fucked up and basic as fuck, but it's the most simple way to do it, and it's the most easiest fix for the problem, is taking used synthetic motor oil, taking charcoal, crush it up to dust, the finest powder you can turn it into, and put it inside your charcoal, right? Put the charcoal dust inside of your used synthetic motor oil, and take the used synthetic motor oil after you're done welding, and drop it right on the weld. As you're going down, be constantly cooling it at the exact same rate of welding all the way down. So as you're going down, you're hardening the weld and you're putting carbon in there. So you're going to increase the strength of your actual weld, and you're going to match. It's going to be the same strength, the same equal strength all the way through. The problem with the numbers on the steel is that they have all these welded spots and they're breaking at the welds. I can almost guarantee I'm not there to look at the wreckage, but I almost guarantee it's split at the welds, because these are welders who are working with such high quality product. They don't really know what they're doing. Okay, so those are the main problems we have here. Welders, which I have human error, and we have shitty welding techniques, but they're upgrading. They're doing new welding techniques, but they're going to run into the same problems if they don't harden their welds. Okay, you got to harden the welds equally as you're going. So as you're welding, and you need to have someone going on the top hardening it as you're going down, welding each plate together. Otherwise, you're going to have imbalances in the strength of the steel. So around the edges where it's all welded, it's soft and it can just break apart right there. That's why we're getting these inconsistent tests where the numbers don't really add up because we expected it to work or they expected it to work in a certain way, but it doesn't work because of welders. Okay, so harden your welds. Okay, that's my message to you. So if you're listening to this right now and you're a part of the SpaceX team, harden your fucking welds. Okay, I'm giving you the knowledge you need to get the maximum amount of pressure out of your tank. It's going to require hardening your welds, okay? Because that's when you're heating up the metal and you're welding the metal, you're making the actual steel less strong. We're right along that crease right there, unless you harden that crease to equal the same strength as the rest of the steel. Because the rest of the steel is plenty strong, and I guarantee you it's not just breaking in the middle of the steel. So, that along with not pulling your steel tight, the steel needs to be pulled tight before it's welded. It needs to be pulled tight all around, like a skin, pulled tight all around, as tight as it can get. Otherwise, it has room for expansion. And if it can expand, then it's going to blow the fuck up, okay? Every single time. If there's a place where there's a dent, where you can push on it and it can dent in and move and flex at all, it's going to blow the fuck up, okay? So those are real simple things here for how to fix the problem, okay? Now granted, it's hard to fix the problem when you have human error. You have humans welding this shit. So it's kind of a challenge to build. What you should do is build a robot that can work magnetically and weld the shit better than a human can do. That's really what should be done. Then you can create consistency, because a human is a problem here. That's the problem with the material Elon Musk did not incorporate and think about when he made the decision. So the trick to the problem is to harden your welds. Use used motor oil. I know it sounds fucking crazy, but use motor oil with crushed up charcoal. Make biochar. Look up biochar. You basically have a retort and you make charcoal using regular wood. You could use bamboo. It'd probably give you the best result. But make biochar and add it into your crush it up and add it into your used synthetic motor oil and stick that on your welds as you go down to cool it down. That's the trick. That's what's going to keep your Starship tanks from exploding. So, real simple here. There's some knowledge for you. And I hope you all have a great day and you enjoy your life. And we vote for Andrew Yang and get $1,000 a month in your pocket. Andrew Yang, 2020, free money. Everyone's won the lottery. Okay? I'm going to use my money to buy a Cybertruck because I'm fucking awesome. And I'm an awesome person. Who's going to have a fucking Cybertruck? Bad as fuck Cybertruck. And I bought the single motor version because it's going to be better than the dual and the triple motor version because it's going to come out later. Originally it was going to come out first, but now it's going to come out later. So people are going to pay more money to perfect the technology. And then by the time I get it in 2022, it'll be perfected. We'll have million-mile batteries, and I will have a perfect fucking Cybertruck. So there you go. No issues. That's pretty much it. So, there we go. Guy from the future here, talking to you, giving you the message. you need it. So harden your fucking welds, okay? And try to get a consistent group. Train your welders to do the same type of welding. Train your welders to act in the same manners, the same mannerisms, the same type of welding. You need consistency here, or you need to automate that shit. Okay? That's the problem. So, solution, automate the fucking welding, or train your welders better and harden your welds equally as you weld. You know, you need to put this shit on equally. Otherwise, you're going to get inconsistencies in the hardened strength, and it's going to fuck it up. Okay? So, I'm going to keep this kind of short. It's already 10 minutes long, so fuck it. I mean, it doesn't really matter now, but that's really it. So, I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope you all have a great day. Enjoy your lives. Vote for Andrew Yang. Get $1,000 in your pocket. Do it for you. Do it for your kids. Do it for me. Do it for the homeless. Do it for your entire country. Do it for the consumer market. Okay? Because eventually we're not going to have any jobs left here. If you have any bit of brain computing power at all, you can realize that we're not going to have anything left. Okay? There's not going to be any real jobs left in this world. Not after we're done. Okay? So, that's that. I love you all. I hope you all have a great day. So, you might want to leave a comment down below about what you think. And, yeah, that's pretty much that. Hope you all have a great day. Bye. And if you're watching this and you're in SpaceX or Tesla, pass a message down to someone. Tell them to fucking harden their fucking welds, okay? I know you're going to use TIG now, but harden your welds, okay? It's going to give you a much better result because you're decreasing the strength of the steel by heating it up as you weld it. So you need to harden your welds at least a little bit, a slight bit. There's a butter zone there, so figure it out. Pull your steel tight and harden your welds. That's it. Love you all. Adios. Till next time, I'll talk to you later. Like, subscribe, dislike, or leave a comment. Call me an idiot. Call me whatever you want. Do whatever you want to do. I still love you. Love you all. Bye-bye. Adios.